Birria tacos have been on my to-do list for the longest time, and my only regret with this dish is that I didn't try it sooner. This authentic recipe is so simple yet yields some of the best Mexican food I have ever made. To make sure I do this properly, I've ordered some ingredients from an authentic Mexican food supplier. We need some guajillo, diablo and ancho chilies. I struggled to find these in some of my local stores, so I'll leave a link to the UK supplier that I used. I was able to source all the chilies required, as well as some authentic corn tortillas. These corn tortillas will make all the difference. The recipe calls for ancho chilies for their sweet, raisiny flavour, guajillo for their fruity tartness and earthiness, and chile diablo for their heat and extra colour. We start by de-seeding the chilies. I cut them lengthways and empty the seeds into a bowl. I end up adding the chili seeds to the same seeds that I used in my Thai curry video. They've actually made a really good alternative to spice seasoning. The ancho chilies were so fascinating, I've never seen anything like them. They're ginormous and they resembled some sort of leather when stretched out. The flavour was like a slightly fruity medium burn, really good. Once our chilies are sliced, we're going to simmer them in boiling water for around 10 minutes, just to soften up the flesh. Then transfer them to a sieve and drain off all the excess water. But be sure just to keep a cup full because we'll be using this for our adobo paste later. For the paste, we need to prepare some dry spices, oregano, cumin and black pepper. Then into a pot goes all our ingredients, including the chilies and dry herbs, plus a splash of that water that we saved earlier. With a food processor, the same one that I used in one of my cheesecake videos, you want to blitz until you have a nice deep red liquefied paste. This takes around 30 seconds and already this smells incredible. This will act as a flavour base for our meat to absorb. Before we get to the meat, we need the following ingredients: some cloves, bay leaves, a cinnamon stick and some salt. To the side, into a jug, we need to prepare some beef stock with a splash of apple cider vinegar. Now for the meat. There were a couple good choices, but I've chosen the beef short rib for its higher marbled fat content, which should leave us with some fall off the bone meat once slow cooked. Into a pot, we need to cook the short ribs aggressively at a really high heat so we get a really good sear. Make sure to completely brown all sides, then remove from the pot and place to one side. Already this looks and smells phenomenal. Now in the same oil, we want to cook out the flavours of our adobo paste. This will help bring the aromas to life. Once fragrant, we can add the meat, the extra seasonings we prepared and the beef stock mixture. As you can see, it was getting a little bit cramped in my small Dutch oven, so I transferred the mixture to a slightly larger pot. Not as pretty, but it will get the job done. Now we're going to leave that to simmer for around 3 to 3.5 hours. Checking on the pot, we can now see it contains our Birria Consommé. It smells phenomenal. You can also see the deep dark red oils floating to the top. Once done, we can remove our short ribs. I was able to remove the bones with such ease. This was a good indicator that our meat was super soft. Once the bones are removed, we can shred the meat to our liking. Whilst doing so, I also add some of the consommé to the meat. This will help bulk up some of the flavours. Once done, we can assemble our tacos. Start by taking your corn tortilla, dunk them in the consommé until covered in the red oil. Next, place them onto a hot skillet. Add some cheese until the cheese has melted. I've decided to go for a mozzarella just for a good cheese pull, adding some onions and some chopped coriander. Then load your tortilla with the shredded short rib. Fold and cook both sides until slightly scorched and crispy. Rinse and repeat, and then we can plate up. I have no words, this was hands down the best Mexican food I have ever made. The complex flavours from the chilies, the melt in your mouth short ribs, all the flavours infused together so well. I'm going to be serving this with a side of extra coriander, some fresh limes, jalapenos, which really boosted the flavours, some red onions and a serving of sour cream chopped with some chives. This may be overkill, but I wanted to enjoy this dish to its maximum potential. An incredible dish, and I hope you get the chance to try this for yourself. I had a blast making this video, and thank you so much for watching.